Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday, October 1st, first day of October. We'll get our scripted part out of the way, and then we'll get to work. Figuring out what we're going to do today. Maybe since it's October, we'll do something a little more scary. Unhinged. Maybe something scary / unhinged is what I'm thinking. Gotta find something in my history. So we're going to keep doing these edits, guys. We're going to keep doing these edits. We'll keep coming here every day. Probably going to move to, I'm thinking, 8 o'clock the week of 8 o'clock p.m. 2 weeks from now. I guess the 13th of October. Something like that. I'm thinking 8 o'clock p.m. We'll still do something similar to what we've been doing here. But I think that will allow me to do some other different stuff. Maybe I have to find it on my phone. But we can't just keep doing these edits forever. But it has been successful for the most part. Now YouTube is just I don't know, I'll find it another way. Good morning, Elena. So, I was thinking, I saw this interview. I'm just going to use a very small portion of it. But I wasn't sure which direction I was going to go today. But I heard this interview yesterday. Might as well go with it.
Shannon with a dream. Ever. Like it was against the law. Right? Career. I've never saw Shannon with a dream. See an image of him. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you would switch out like that? Life, period. Like, and I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. The platform is supposed to help somebody.
Yeah,
everybody talking.
We're trying to help people. Believe it or not.
In themselves. Because when
the algo might not believe that right now.
Yourself, when it says power of life and death is found in the tongue, then go back and check out a couple of episodes and ask yourself, do you give life or do you give death? And that's why, me personally, I kind of do my own thing, stay in my own lane. What's going on, everyone? Or do you give death? Then go back and check out a couple of episodes and ask yourself, do you give life or do you give death?
I guess it's a pretty hard. Let's see.
And check out a couple of episodes and ask yourself, do you give life or do you give death?
All right, we might take Ray Lewis's words and twist them a little bit, but I'm okay with doing that. This was from a popular YouTube channel called Valuetainment, hosted by a guy named Patrick Bet David or something. He's been blowing up recently. He's got a lot of subscribers on YouTube and gets a lot of good guests in there. And he asked Ray Lewis about Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, Clark's Flower Shop. Happy October. So this is Ray Lewis. He asks, that's what I kind of like about what we're doing here is we're trying to have fun. He's telling people with podcasts to go back over their episodes, specifically calling out Shannon Sharpe. I guess they played together at some point, or I don't know if they ever played together, but they're definitely peers. But he asks Shannon to, and maybe all podcasters, to go back over their episodes and ask, do you bring life or do you bring death? But I'm just going to cut the do you bring life or do you bring death? And then we're going to cut to some of Ray Lewis's hardest hitting moments. So it's totally twisting his words, but for fun. And he's asking, do I bring life or do I bring death? Definitely not bringing death, Ray Lewis. But bringing life to some of your highlights in this quote, sure, we'll do that. So that's the plan today. Because there are probably different ways of doing both. There are many different ways of doing both. One or the other. I guess it's exclusive, mutually exclusive. That's a term I've never really fully understood, mutually exclusive. Similar to bottom of my garden. So this should be fun. We should be able to do some impact effects. Should be able to do some hard hitting impact effects. Full of dopamine. Mutually exclusive is something people say, and every time they say it, I question why it's said. I even looking at it, I don't know what it means. Well, All right, so we'll harken this back to the TO short, just in the title, where the title's gonna be when the NFL didn't stand for no fun league, and then where the cold open's gonna be Ray Lewis saying, "Ask yourself, do you bring life or do you bring death?" The ironic thing being, it's totally ironic because he's speaking to podcasters. And he's encouraging podcasters to bring life. And we're going to flip that and show how, as a player, he brought at least the representation of death to the football field. I think it's a pretty good angle. I think it's what I came up with today, so that's what we're gonna go with. No, just the caption from the TO. TO is not going to make appearance today, Elena. Don't get your hopes up.
Then go back. The podcast. Everybody's is the new marriage coach.
Everybody, but he says some pretty interesting. He says some pretty interesting stuff. This guy.
Then go back and check out a couple of your episodes and ask yourself: do you give life or do you give death?
So Ray, I listened to this whole thing, not the whole episode, but this whole clip of your appearance on this episode, and I agree with what you're saying here, but doesn't mean.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Doesn't mean I'm not going to use that for my own purposes here to bring life. Ray, don't you worry. I'm going to cut out the go back and check out a couple of your episodes.
Do you give life?
It's also, if you know the backstory of Ray Lewis, it's just kind of ironic he's saying this. But it's gonna work well, I think. So we're just gonna say when the NFL was the no.
Do you give life or do you give death? Death.
It really lingers on the term death. If you look at that, can you see that in CapCut? How long it? Do you give life? I guess he kind of just rhymed it. Very spiritual, biblical guy, Ray Lewis.
Do you give life or do you give death?
It's pretty good quote. I was listening to the this episode or this clip yesterday, and I heard this. I was thinking, hey, it could be pretty good as a cold open, is what I was thinking. So the text caption is there a tighter way of saying when the NFL didn't? I forget what I said in the TO. I think I said something when NFL didn't mean no fun league or something like that. Something like that. Did Babus New break, guys? Was it Babus New? Did Babus New break? I'm going to just leave mean because stand for is 2 words. And mean means the same thing. But do you think Babus New broke? Did Babus New break? Something broke. I think it's just I had the one post I've been posting, on stream, and then I posted once at night, one time. And it's funny because I didn't even know this, but clamp, and clamp is a computer science term, right? Like, there are such things as clamps. So, and then you Google it, and they're like, "There's no clamp." It's just funny because 21st century. I guess they can lie. It's easier to lie now. Is it? Or I don't know. I've tried to not lie on my channel. Maybe that's not. It's just they're so. It's kind of just funny how transparent it is because I can see the metrics for the videos that I've released this week, and they're great. Thanks, guys, for watching them. They don't give them to. And the whole idea is, they'll get tested by cold viewers, but they don't give them to cold viewers. So I do not care. Frankly, I don't care, but that's why we're going to keep doing different stuff, but we're not going to be doing just the edits long term. This portion, the live stream will stay with the edits. Like, I'll keep doing edits on the live stream. I don't know if you guys caught it. Probably going to move the time. I'm thinking not next week, but the following week. We'll have a debut at nighttime, 8 o'clock hour, I'm thinking, p.m. Eastern. And so we'll keep doing that. We also got some stuff cooking up for different content. Thinking about doing something interesting. Still early, though. You guys will be involved, but we'll get there. Just can't be doing edits forever, though. And maybe that's what YouTube's telling me. But I know that. I already got different stuff on the way, YouTube. Don't you worry your pretty little head. Algorithm.
Do you give life or do you give death?
And then we just hit it with the hardcore. Should we just do a song today? Did Babus New break, though? That's my question. That was my question. That's what got me going. We'll do Purple. He's a Raven. Because that's kind of our version of giving life, Ray, is having fun here. So that's how on our podcast, that's how we give life, is have fun and stay inspired by people like you.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Oh, that's good. That's good. It goes from green.
Do you give life, or do you give death?
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, CapCut. It's green and it's got an emoji with it. But I got... Shoot. Do we do Montserrat?
Or do you give death?
Middle of the screen. F it. No. Babus New. I'm still sticking with Babus New.
Do you give life, or do you give death?
I know it's a little cheesy, but I kind of like it with the...
Do you give life?
We gotta have some shadow on here. Shadow on here too. Pretty smart. CapCut was...
Do you give life, or do you give death?
I don't love how the heart is on the top of his face. I like the suggestion, Clark's Flower Shop. I don't know if that's going to be the one we end up going with, but it is a good suggestion. Maybe I'll just do this with the I'll look up what the trending songs are on YouTube. This shouldn't take that long to make, though, guys. We'll take our time, though. Red Sox beat the Yankees last night. Sorry to my Uncle Matt. It was a tough... The Yankees were up 1-0. They couldn't score any runs. They had the bases loaded in the 9th inning, but... So we got games again today. Detroit won yesterday. Tariq Skubal had 14 strikeouts. Cubs won yesterday. Yankees lost. I said that. Red Sox won. And then the Dodgers won last night. Dodgers look pretty good. They hit like 5 home runs or something like that. So home runs are very important in the playoffs.
Throw the ball to Eddie.
And almost this one's maybe better for the impact effects, though, is all I'm thinking.
Position leverage, the explosion.
What'd he say?
Body position leverage, the explosion of a cobra.
The explosion of Marvin Lewis longtime NFL head coach, described Ray Lewis as having the explosion of a cobra. That's the one. Well, we gotta show him tackling Brady.
They rather be running for some football.
Football. I haven't done a. Yeah, I guess it's time for a football short. You know?
Am I just trying to get that?
Pro Bowler.
In 2000.
How's the stream quality doing? We alright. 0 drop frames today, guys. That's a good sign. Thanks for joining. October 1st.
Fast.
Okay, that's a good one. We'll show him doing this relative to our clippage. This is a good one because it looks like he does what's called a horse collar tackle here. It's I don't know if we'll end up using it, but we might. You guys on CapCut? Yeah, alright, cool. Cool. Thanks for joining today, guys. Still at 265, still maintain the goal of 3 hundo by what I say, end of month 5. We'll get there. We'll get there. I was reading, just a little teaser for what's coming up, was reading the screenplay from the pilot of The Sopranos last night. I'm thinking we're going to be doing something down the road.
The AFC Defensive Player of the Week, his first game. So, obviously, a good start.
You hear that? He won AFC Defensive Player of the Week his first game, so no doubt Hall of Famer. I mean, he was 18 on this list. This is from the. Remember, I said we're going to keep going back to this NFL Top 100 list they released close to 10 years ago now. But on that list, he was number 18, and he might even be higher if they made it today. I wonder who they had in front of him. Lawrence Taylor might have been the only. Wonder what other linebackers other than Lawrence Taylor they had in front of him.
Body position, leverage, the explosion of a cobra.
The explosion of a cobra. Not using that clip, but it does describe Ray Lewis. See what it looks like right now.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Pace that you didn't think was possible. Ray Lewis. Body position, leverage, the explosion.
We won't use that. We won't use the audio from the second part of the clips, but I think
Do you
it's good.
give life or do you give death?
Pace that you didn't.
Like, that's just pretty good.
Do you give life
I think
or
that's.
do you give death?
Pace that you didn't.
I almost just want to just leave it there. Have it be 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Thoughts? Thoughts, comments, concerns, guys. I guess I can do whatever I want. Can do whatever I want, but hey, Clarks, you already doing deliveries? Wow. It's very, there's no fighting today, but no fighting today, but this is somewhat jarring. I'll show you. But I think jarring in a good way.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Pace that you.
And then it shows.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Pace that you didn't think was possible. Ray Lewis. Body position, leverage, the explosion.
Do you give life?
We're not
or
going to
do you
use.
give death?
We might use the audio here.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Pace.
It's just very. I think that's funny. Yeah, screenplays are coming. We're gonna be doing. You'll see. Probably not gonna be developing that on stream 100%. but just gotta do something to sip. So we'll continue in our. It's gonna be sports nostalgia, hints of dopamine, like it's a coffee. We'll have hints of dopamine, hints of serotonin, but we'll probably be. You guys will see. I have a whole. I have a good. I think I have a good idea that we're gonna start working on. But yeah, we'll say 8 o'clock, week of October 15th. I guess I said. Oh no, today's Wednesday. It's not a Monday. Happy Yom Kippur tomorrow. Yeah, week of the 13th, Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. We'll be going to a evening stream. So,
Do you give life or do you give death?
I turned that up, but I don't know if I want to use just the normal impact effects.
Do you give life or do you give death?
I think it's. I almost just want to cut it there at 3 seconds. That's kind of the idea I was going for when I envisioned this.
Do you give life or do you give death?
It doesn't make sense to use the game audio and then not.
Was possible.
Let's see. I never listened to trending sound effects. I should listen to the trending ones more.
Do you give life or do you give death?
I almost have to have that audio in there, I'm thinking.
Do you give life or do you give death?
That's a trending sound. I gotta have that one in there. I gotta listen to these trending sounds more.
Do you give life or do you give death?
And then he has a famous celebration that I'm gonna look up for that we'll put as the final clip.
Do you give life or do you give death?
No, that's maybe just another distorted bass drop. Love this sound, distorted bass drop.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Gotta cut that a little shorter.
Do you give life or do you give death?
That's gotta be shorter.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death?
Nah, this two. Back to back sound bad. YouTube can seriously... What does that mean, Elena? Are you saying... I don't think. I think it's totally arbitrary. They won't lie. They'll lie to you. Google will lie to you. Kanye said this years ago. Kanye, who was ahead of the time, said Google lies to you, Facebook lies to you. They'll straight up lie to you. You'll Google what's... It's called a clamp. Are you guys spelling things backwards? My point is that Google will lie to you, but you can't lie to yourself. Google will straight up lie to you. So will ChatGPT. So will all the various platforms. But you gotta figure out what's true yourself. So that's going back to the themes of today, themes of the whole former squad, trusting yourself and blocking out the haters number one being the algo right now, / the algo clamp.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Call it out for what it is.
Do you give life or do you give death?
What's a...
Do you give life or do you give death?
That's funny. That's funny. And then... Draco Malfoy? Severus Snape? Lord Voldemort? God, even saying that out loud makes me feel... A lot of interesting stuff going on today, guys. Number one being the stuff that's coming from the channel here.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Just gotta start now. Nobody cares that it's Peyton Manning. That's why I kept showing like it longer because I'm like, oh, it's Peyton Manning. Like that's cool. This is not about Peyton Manning. This is about Ray Lewis bringing life and or death. The real ones will know it's Peyton Manning. We don't need to throw in the ball here. We do show him just destroying Brady first thing, which is really good. And it's a very good... I almost want to end it
life,
right there. I've said that many times. All right. And then we'll just do some fun dance when he's doing his celebration. He does like... I could not do his celebration. I've lived many a lifetime. Don't know how I could do... if I could ever do his celebration. Or his dance. He does this thing where he like lifts. They got turf there for him. Yeah, all right. It's a good one. That's a good one right there. So we'll do some really fun. We'll do a soulful dance or something that matches. Like, look at that dance, guys. Can anyone in the chat be, well, this will be me. The only move you'll be seeing me pulling on the dance floor at your wedding. I'll be attempting this all night long. Who deserve a spot? I don't know what that means, but this is the dance move I'll be attempting all night. Who's he? Voldemort? You want us to make a Voldemort short? What, you're gonna tell I can't dance now? I can't dance how I want to dance? Look at that. You won't see a more coordinated move on the dance floor at what's the venue called? Bluestone or something? Bluefield? Bluestone? I'm forgetting the venue. We won't. I didn't say the right name. We won't say it on stream. I think I was close, but you don't want me pulling this dance move? Is this B-Wall? One, he was is innocent in the eyes of the law. Okay, and who am I to judge? That's kind of the ironic background of the whole short. So I'm not ignoring it at all. You want me to go cut to courtroom footage after he says, "Do you bring life or do you?" Like that's way more bringing the point of Ray Lewis was making. You missed the whole discussion. He's talking about podcasters, ironically. So my point is, yes, Ray, I bring life. I'm bringing life to your highlights now. I'm not actually ignoring anything, B-Wall. You're ignoring the fact that I'm going to be pulling this dance in about 9 days. I think this is great so far, guys, and plus it's going to be really short, with a lot of stuff in there, because we have him saying, "Do you give life or do you give death?" Which is a pretty hard hitting cold open in terms of epicness, pretty hard hitting. And then So the question, remember, we say this is what we talk about with the cues that he sets up. Do you give life or do you give death? It's a question. We have a whole bunch of receipts we could show. We could go a whole bunch of different ways. And is that, I don't know if that's good or not, but I think we back up the receipts of the cue. Because we also have, on top of it, when NFL didn't mean no fun league. So we're totally, I've said this before, Ray, I know I'm totally twisting your words, but it's in order to bring life. 1, to the YouTube stale algorithm feed, doom scroll feed. 2, to the NFL, because it was way more fun when you were playing. And also to all the viewers, who being number 1. So that's what I'm thinking. Ironically, this you can look it up, Elena. He was never convicted of anything. Never convicted of anything. And has lived a very, very has been promoting very religious, very spiritual. All that he's calling out in this clip, he calls out Shannon Sharpe for bringing. That's who he's calling out, is Shannon Sharpe, because Shannon Sharpe has. That's not how the justice system works, B-Ball. We'll never know. But that's not what we're talking about today. That's not what we're doing today at all.
Do you give life or do you give death?
And then we got to put that. This is going to be me in 9 days. It's almost too long. Ray, you dance so good. We don't need the first slide, maybe. We don't need the slide to the right. Slide to the left. That's all. We don't need much of this dance is too long. I gotta figure out how much to. Maybe that. Could listen to that all day long. When someone goes super Jesus, it's because it happened. Well, I like this one because it's Impact Effects. It's way shorter than most of our other Impact Effects shorts, but it has a lot going on here. I started listing all the things it had going on, and I I got so distracted in just one of the things it had going on, because there are many things going on here.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Now what? We just got hit with it. No.
Uma noite convocou.
Here we go.
Happy Every Day by Ray. If they didn't have lyrics, I would have used it. Alright, I don't like it. I don't really like any of these. Let's go back to the trending sound effects. What is this song? It's like slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross. What's the name of that song? What's the name of that song, guys? I'll look it up. It's made me too after I said it's a dopamine day. You can tell I gotta take a break, but I'm probably not gonna take a break today here, guys. We're almost done with this short. Maybe I'll take a break after, and then we'll do something else after we finish it. What's the song? Slide to the right. Okay, slide to the left. Cha-cha slide. Come on, man. How'd I forget that? Very good, Elena. I got a cha-cha slide. That's not the cha-cha slide. Do I have to just go grab it myself? It's got to be something trending. Like, all these sounds were trending that I used. Like,
Do you give life or do you give death?
is that still too long?
Do you give life or do you give death?
It is too long.
Do you give life or do you give death?
You guys like any of these songs? Chicken Dance? No. Can't do Chicken Dance, bro. Come on, we're taking this seriously today here, man. Can't do Chicken Dance. Maybe just a clap, 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 clap. That's from the cha-cha side. Clap, 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 clap. Jeez. Maybe I'll just cha-cha slide.
Get a free ride with
Mr. C the Slide Man. Is this on the playlist, B-Wall? What? Well, Elena, what was the... What would... Yeah, we got a song... what was the... We learned some dance at... No? Really? Well, see, so you're saying do not play the chicken dance at your own wedding. That's funny. Cha-Cha Slide, though, is a much more serious song.
Hi, this is Rachel here.
Clap your hands.
Yeah, we're going to just use like a hot second of this song, of the Mr. Cheat Cha-Cha Slide song. I think. I couldn't find anything I liked on... You like the clap part, Elena? Yeah, I where it's like clap. Yeah, I went looking for it on... You can see I went looking for it on CapCut, but I'm just going to have to steal it from the song. But it's continuing the song's legacy. That's what I'm doing.
Do you give life or do you give death?
And I'm gonna have to... Well, I guess we can start. Gonna have to put a subscribe sticker over the NFL.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Gotta get that cha-cha slide part in there. Otherwise, it's not completed. Burr. Really got to go take a break, but we're powering through.
Slide. Time. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Take it back, man.
How is it?
One hop this time. Cha-cha.
I wish I could be playing this.
This time. One hop this. Left foot, two balls. Cha-cha real smooth. Take it back now, y'all. Two. Left foot, two.
Where's the
Yeah. Cha-cha now, y'all.
Where's the clap, clap, clap your hands part in the song? But it's wow. This is a way better song than I remembered.
Left foot, let's stop. Everybody clap your hands.
Found it. We'll see how it sounds with it. I wish I could loop
Do you
this.
give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death?
There's a lot going on.
Death. Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give
Do we just let that link? Do we show him dancing for longer?
life or do you give death?
There's a lot going on. It's just jam packed. It's talk about brain rot with soul. There's just too much. It's not too much. It's just there's a lot. There's a lot going on here in a very short period of time, under 9 seconds. Somehow feels like 90.
Do you give life or do you give death?
No, it doesn't. It feels very short, but
Do you give life or do you give death?
I think we're gonna send it here, guys, pretty soon. Just got to make these get it going a little better.
Do you give life or do you give death?
You guys like all the clippage? Is this what we're going with today?
Do you give life or do you give death?
All right, I'm gonna be right back.
Do you give life or do you give death?
It's giving you life? Okay, good. That's the idea. That's the idea. Lot going on. We're almost done here, though.
Do you give life or do you give death?
And that I like how this little bass clip in here like slows it down almost, you know?
Do you give life or do you give death?
Plus, we're gonna trigger people with this whole. We are gonna trigger people with this, but trigger them in a good way. Trigger them pro-life, pro-fun is coming at you live as we come at you live. Okay.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death?
I'm loving it, guys.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death?
You guys know what I'm doing here. I'm just making them all about the same size.
Do you give life or do you give death?
I mean, I'm laughing. I think it's funny. Those subscribe stickers bothering anybody? They're not even. I'm not trying to make them prominent. I'm just trying to have them cover the. I guess I should put a tombstone in there instead. I'll leave the second subscribe. I'll leave the second button to subscribe, and we'll make this one a tombstone. Adding to the irony of bringing life and or death. Or death.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Is that tombstone bothering anybody? Did I say there? I know you don't love the clapping, but you know, Cha-Cha Slide's also on the do not playlist. So that's a hot take too. Having Cha-Cha Slide on the do not playlist. Just no fun league. That's why. I mean,
Do you give life?
that's why we're
or do
sticking
you
with
give
it.
death?
I'm cracking up. I love it. All right, what are you gonna send it? I just gotta blur the backgrounds. I'm not gonna put a filter on here. You know what I need to do. We need to up the blur. Going full blurred. 100. Maybe I'll look for a extra blurred.
Do you give life? Do you give life or do you give death?
All right, take that, Doom Scroll.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Yeah, I think it's perfect, guys, because the question is, do you give life or do you give death? And then we just show him various ways of, one, destroying Tom Brady. Then I like how this is like a different version of him like pulling somebody to the ground. I think that's Charlie Batch, not sure. And then him leveling some member of the Colts, Tatum through a hospital ball. And then showing dancing. And then it's when the NFL didn't mean no fun league. Send it. What? Okay, what's the sound? I think it's the sound. What's the sound? I listened to a bunch. That's what I want. I mean, he's doing the cha-cha slide.
Or do you give death?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. The choice between life and death. No, it's already exported, Be Well. You don't have to look. Thank you, though. The choice between life and death. I don't know if maybe death shouldn't be in a title. We'll think about that. Definitely going in the Sports Psycho series. Stream's going to struggle a little bit because we are currently uploading to YouTube. 39% of the way there. Let's say I came across an interview of Ray Lewis where he encouraged podcasters to ask themselves the question: do you bring life or do you bring death? We tried to bring life to some of Ray's hardest hitting moments through the use of his own cold open impact effects. Edits. I don't know. We got something like that. How's my description looking, guys? Sports Psycho series, related video. No issues found. Let's go. Related video. What's a good related video for this? Hold on. Kobe Bryant. Maybe the Deion Sanders Living Legend. That's the perfect one. Public. Alright, just gotta write some tags. Using instead of through the use of what using Well, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to belittle your suggestions. Effects. Good call. Good catch, Elena. Not trying to belittle your suggestions as much as just trust my own instincts and not belabor every little point. Belabor? Labor over? But I feel like this short harkens back to the Dion short well enough. Came across an interview of Ray Lewis where he encouraged podcasters to ask themselves the question, do you bring life? We tried to bring life to some of Ray's hardest hitting moments using his own cold open. I came up with the clap. I just said I'm trusting my own instincts. Let's watch it on YouTube. See if we have to change anything.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death?
Okay, well.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Okay. Well, I mean, we can do a B-roll at some point.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life?
That's funny. All right. Anything else to add to the? It's the dancing is already the longest clip. I already extended the dancing. I know you guys want, but it doesn't make sense to have. The dancing. Is the dancing already the longest clip? No, the cold open is longer. No, it is. No, the dancing is longer. Yeah, the dancing is already the longest clip. It's almost the exact same time as the cold open. So I like that. It's even a millisecond longer. I agree. Guys, I already extended the dancing. I already extended the dancing. Maybe we should age restrict this one? I don't know. No altered. Baltimore raves? Maybe they have a big rave scene in Baltimore. I don't know.
Do you give life or do you give death?
What's the guy's name? Oh, gotta put Cha Cha Slide in there. Well, what's our title, guys? something that's ironic. Not necessarily ironic. I mean, we could say Ray Lewis chooses life. Is that too charged? Thoughts? Is that too charged? That's too charged, Elena? Or do we just say Ray Lewis, living legend? Continue the living legend series. Ray Lewis, football, explosion. No, the title... What do you think the title should be? I could just say Ray Lewis, football emoji. Nobody's worried about the clap except for you. Nobody. In fact, it's over. It's done. So there's nothing to worry about. SMH. SMH. Well, let's watch it again.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death?
Something about like, because this is the on-screen cue that's there the whole time. Love how that matches the purple
Do you
on
give
purple.
life or do you give death?
Something similar to the... Do you see the Deion Sanders title there, guys? No, you don't. No, B-ball. Why are we chasing today? We're not... The fire in the background is fire? I didn't even... Oh, the fire in the fire from the explosion, probably. We've been... I broke the algo when I posted that listicle short on Monday night. It's always the right time to post, as Elena says. And you guys, I could go over you want to go over the... Yeah, it's always the right time to post. Very good call, Elena. And I'll go over... You want to go over the metrics? You want to go over the metrics? You want to check current views? Let me show you. I'll show you how much you guys have been watching the videos that we released. And YouTube just straight flipping. Like, one, they're just trying to trigger me. Like, they're putting Nolan. They gave Nolan Ryan a bunch of, not a bunch, but some. I guess are they actually, whatever. Here's our Kobe Bryant video we released yesterday. 56 views. It says 81%. It says 19% not subscribed, but I think that 19% is me, because I don't think Former Squad is subscribed to Former Squad. So I think that's me. Then we have a 24% average view on a 16-second short. 78. That's a little lower than it was. Still, just no. And then I go to here, 48 hours. Okay, the shorts feed. Oh, can't. Anyway, shorts feed should be way higher. It should be most of my traffic, something like 95 plus, comes from the shorts feed. So when I see this, I know it's just being. When you see, when I have more and plus all those in the beginning from the shorts feed were me. I wonder what, like I said, 81% subscribed, and I'm thinking the 19% was at least half me. So me, I'm unclear if a single person who wasn't subscribed saw this short. It's unclear if a single person. And then I go back to the other one. Similar deal. What was the one we released Monday? Was the other one. 36 views. He said... they're funny. They're funny. 36 views. Same idea. 13% from the shorts feed. So that's just not, and again, I'll show you what percentage is subscribed. 80%. And again, that 19% at least is probably me. So I don't think a single person, I just think they just put on, where was our... I'm about to put... It's a stress test. It's called a stress test. It's funny. It's like YouTube does not care about you at all. Clearly. They want you to quit, ironically. It'd be easy, or they make it, they don't want you to quit. They want you to keep going, but they want to test, they want to give you moments where a weaker person might quit, is what they want. This is what they do. It's called a stress test, a clamp, whatever you want to call it. They're trying to make you quit. For times, not always. When they gave my Dion Short 61K views, they were like, nah, don't quit. And then they give... It's just funny. So it's a biscuit. It's like a ebbs and flows, troughs, peaks and valleys, all that stuff. What are you guys worried about? What's the... So it's always the right time to post. Because one of the best traits that you can have, I'm just gonna and I Is that a good title? One of the best traits you have. One of the best traits you can have is to be unstoppable. I don't know if that fits in. But we might just go with it. It's kind of ironic, too, because the defense is what stops the offense. We did do Tombstone Clark's Flower Shop during the Brady clip. I'll show you the... Here's the full...
Do you give life or do you give death?
You can barely see it there for a hot second.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give...
What are some good emojis for unstoppable? They have nothing? Nothing? I've been seeing it. It's like one of the motivational themes in my stop sign. I was thinking that, Elena. Very good. Well, my original idea for a title was Ray Lewis Chooses Life, but Elena said that was too charged, and I think she might be right. Is there... See, the Eagles are lucky. We got the Eagles emoji. The Ravens don't have like a... They've got a black bird emoji. I'm not trying to trigger people in a bad way. We're trying to bring life. That was the idea behind today. We're bringing life to the doom scroll.
Do you give life or do you give death? Do you give life?
Does it really not have the goat
Do you
in there?
give life or do you give death?
Goat stop sign champion. With Ray Lewis was unstoppable. I think it makes sense. What do you think, guys? I think it's fun. was definitely a fun short to make.
Do you give life or do you give death?
Game Crow, blah, blah, blah. Let's help me with some tags here. Former squad. Dopamine. Nostalgia. Goat. Impact effects. Positivity. Good vibes. I don't know if these are tags you're suggesting, but oh, maybe yeah. I think I got celebration in there. Maybe no. All right, that'll be the last tag. Yeah, I already got celebration in there somewhere. Maybe. Maybe not. No, it's already in there. Dance. Say touchdown. Dance. All right, that's it. 5. We're at the character limit. Thanks, guys, for all your support today. Definitely tried to rush through this one. No, just kidding. Just kidding. It was just a byproduct of having. I did think about this idea before going on live. I usually do, but I always do. Was not trying to rush today. Still ended up being close to 2 hours.
Do you
straight.
give life or do you give death? Do you give life or do you give death?
It's so much jam-packed in there. I think people like it. I like it. So, all right, guys. I'm going to hit post here pretty soon. Let's do that. Ray Lewis was unstoppable. Facts. But also ironic. Blah, blah. Maybe that's a sign telling me to question it. But no, I'm going to post anyway. Thanks, Elena. Thanks, guys, for all your help. Are they testing something now? Oh, no, that's all me. That's all me watching Ray Lewis. I'm like, what? And this is, yeah, anyway. So thanks for all your help, guys. Thanks for all the support. I'll be back on tomorrow around the same time. Probably not early, B-Wall. Very unlikely I'll be here early. But I will be here tomorrow around 9:30. And we'll do something similar. We still got a Chuck and Shaq short to do this week, baby, if it fits. We got more baseball. Oh, okay, now I get why you're saying shirt. I'm like, why is he saying shirt? That shirt was choice. I'm like, I had no idea what you meant. Now I do. Now I do. Alright, thanks for all the support, guys. You guys are the best. I know I'm difficult to work with sometimes. But thanks for sticking with me through thick and thin. And so we will call it here today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. I should stop messing with my face. But everybody have a good day. I'll talk to you guys later. Let me post this right now. Let me post this right now so you see me post. Published. Would not have made this without your guys' help. Wouldn't have been close. It's posted. Go check it out. You guys are the best. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Looking forward to it. All right, peace, guys. Have a good day.